forever. All the darkness, the dozens in the dusk, throw it all away. You see a light wherever you go. You have to face it again and again, and again and again. The doses in the dusk, throw it all away. No one can break you, nobody can tear you. You live an endless life forever. All night the darkness, the doses in the dusk, throw it all away. You see a light wherever you go. You have to face it again and again. You wrong and wrong is right. Nothing ever fills this hole inside your heart. Determination of the strong. Found a meaning that you searched for so long. All hail Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost to bring you down. When there's nothing left to lose, you win. All hail Shadow, heroes rise again. Obliterating everything that's not your friend. Nothing can stop you now. No ghost to bring you down. When there's nothing left to lose, you win.
Hello everyone! Welcome back! We are here again! That's right, Never Turn Back. Aid for Gaza is finally back. We have been off the air for almost 2 weeks because we have been on a vacation. This belt clashes too much with the look. We're gonna skip that, honestly. Okay, so What's Never Turn Back, you might ask if you haven't been here before. Never Turn Back is a charity fundraiser for Project Hope's medical relief in Gaza. Israel's illegal siege of Gaza is still ongoing, and it is horrifying. It is continuously the most disgusting, inhumane crisis we're currently seeing, at least in the nearby regions of the world, but arguably in general. And we are doing this to help out with the medical relief. They don't have any working hospitals, any fully functioning hospitals. They don't have electricity. The Project Hope can provide relief. They can help out, which is really, really important. So we are trying to gather up $1,000 while playing through 326 story paths in Shadow the Hedgehog, a game released in 2005. And we took a break. We had some stuff we needed to do, and during that break, our younger sister, Oni Fox, streamed in our stead, and apparently streamed The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker with Shadow as the main character. And other fun surprises. So if you haven't seen that, you can see that on her Twitch channel, which we believe is The Oni Fox, or on our YouTube channel. They're on there as well.
Shadow.
That was us just joining the Discord call in case Oni wants to hop on later. Alright. So, as you can see, today we're not dressed in our Shadow the Hedgehog onesie. Today is Transgender Day of Visibility. And we had an interview in local radio about that. So we dressed up a bit fancy for that. And we decided, well, we're still wearing red and black. So, why not keep it for the stream as well? And we donned our Shadow the Hedgehog wig, which has not been stylized yet, but it's what we're gonna have for our Shadow the Hedgehog cosplay this summer. So yeah, let's see what happened while we were away. We haven't actually looked at these donations yet, so let's do that now. Okay, so we have 1069 from Sunsplit Solibird. No, wait, no, we already did see that one before. Sorry. We have an anonymous donation of $47. Did it show up? There it is. Oh, this looks terrible. Hold on. How do we get the other one off the there? There we go. Thank you for that. We have a $5 donation from Moto. Loosh! Guessing that's from the battleship game in Wind Waker. We have another $15 from Moto. Hey Oni, you're a Battle Squid fan. Can you win Battle Squid 3 times? Next up we have one from Little Fade Leaf. $15. Oni, I want you to eat that spicy jelly bean. Spin a wheel to decide which one. There was a spicy jelly bean wheel in the stream? Okay. Moto have donated. Hey Oni, you're a spicy bean fan. What's your favorite flavor of pain? $15 there. And finally, we also have $37 from Oni Fox herself. 31 or 32 treasure / trifle shards plus $5. Thank you so much for that. You are all very generous and kind souls. Let's get to some gaming, shall we? So, oh yeah, let's put on our limiters. Don't want to go overboard. Did y'all have fun with Mighty streams, by the way? Really good. Let's turn off the mod for now. Okay, the last one we did was 37, which means we're about to do 38. It's gonna be a shorter stream today, because we started late because of the interview and everything. So apologies for that in advance. We have a bunch of stuff to deal with as chairwoman of our local RFSL as well. So we can't really go later, even though that would have been nice. Okay, let's see. There's the library file. Save that. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go! How many streams did you plan for this series? We really decided not to even make an estimate. Oh shit, we don't have the actual half order on screen. Hold on. See that. $28.
Promise time, huh? Time to go and fulfill this promise.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're not super confident we're gonna be able to do it in April, but as we've said, if we don't finish it in April, we will simply have to keep streaming Shadow the Hedgehog outside of the charity event as well, which we will still do. We will not simply extend the charity. Like, we won't just be like, okay, I guess May is also gonna be only Shadow the Hedgehog, but like we will keep doing Shadow the Hedgehog streams even after we hit $1,000 and April is over. Just not as often to finish up every route. Of course, we're still gonna try, so try and do it by the end of April. To be fair, April hasn't started yet, so did we miss one already? Are we rusty now? We knew we were supposed to have 10 here, which is why we thought we missed one, but it was just the guy was later.
Their ships are continuing with laser fire.
Yeah, that's true. The 100% aspect for A ranks and keys and such is technically not part of the charity challenge. That's just to alleviate our eventual 100% playthrough clear file that we're gonna try and get as well. Of course, if we could get it all in one go, that would be really cool. But we'll see. Because what you need for 100% completion in Shadow the Hedgehog, you need all 326 for a pass, which we are doing here. You need all the A ranks, which is like 87 or something. Then you need all the keys. You need the final ending. And you need to get... you need to finish hard mode. Hard mode is its own challenge run with all the levels in a row, rather than, like, there's no real story pathing, it's just playing through harder versions of the game, of the levels all in a row. 71 A ranks, okay. We say 87? Yeah. Knew there was a 7 in there at least. And that's a full 100% completion. So, if you do all those things, you have 100% completed Shadow the Hedgehog. And our goal is to do that, but for the charity event specifically, we're just doing the 326 story paths. It's so difficult to not say endings when you talk about this stuff, because like there isn't 326 endings. And that's a lot of people misinterpret that's what it is, but like no, it's path, it's playthrough. Like there's only 10 endings you can acquire in a regular playthrough.
Anybody who gets in my way is my enemy. Perfect.
Alright, we're currently on the Cryptic Castle Hero mission. That's what we're doing. Is that really the right path? Do we pick the wrong one? 28. 38, not 28. Ugh, that could have gone bad.
Aliens have hit 6 major cities around the world, and every city is reporting
We had the wrong path up. We were like, wait, we've already done this one, haven't we? But like, yeah, we had.
Attention! Emergency broadcast to all mobile units. Headquarters to all mobile units.
What is this sensation? I feel weightless atop this light. I see.
98 crashes.
This leads.
That's funny. Yeah, we haven't had that many crashes yet. In fact, since we started emulating, we've only had 2. Although it's kind of sad when 2 crashes is considered low. Fuck!
Damn, not here. What is this sensation? I feel weightless atop this light.
We're not super sure if we like this wig, honestly. We thought it would be a little bit longer than it is. It's very short. Like, it does have some hair that falls down. Yeah, like, we don't really see, like, human Shadow as, short-haired. Yeah, we have considered that. We've, like, considered if we should try and do... Because, basically, there's one glitch in particular that you can do where, like, you basically get infinite chaos control. Which, obviously, that will speed up things a lot. You do that by activating chaos control at the same time as activating a save point.
What a coincidence running into
Oh,
you.
yeah, there's
I'm on a
color corrected Rouge.
down a chaos emerald in the area.
Do it for one run, yeah, maybe. Like our playthrough is not gonna be valid regardless for a 100% speedrun thing, because like we swapped versions. We swapped versions from the Xbox to the Gamecube version
That beam of light
between
lights it down
Route 1 and 2, and our Route 1 playthrough on the emulator was never recorded.
This is a
It was
light
done off stream.
that red light
Technically half of it was recorded. It was at the end of the first stream, but yeah. But yeah.
another fire.
We're hitting the firewalls on purpose this time. In case you're wondering.
That photo never
Yeah, we were in the radio today, so basically we got hit up a few days ago. Like, hey, it's Trans Day of Visibility on Monday, and we would like to do a short report in our morning radio show thing.
There's another drop here.
This is like the public access tax-paid radio thing. I think they actually approached friends of ours, or friends of ours then referred to us, and yeah, it was pretty fun. It was a very short interview, like it was like 10 minutes maybe, if even that. Like it was very short, but like we were able to put a lot of information in there, talk a lot about like the issues we're facing, why
That light
we see such an aggravated response towards trans people from like, well, transphobes to put. We got to name drop J.K. Rowling as a problem, which we're always making sure to do. Yeah, it was good shit. Very happy with the interview. We also got to say some good stuff as well. We talked about the I don't know, like we literally got a new law regarding legal gender last year in Sweden. Granted, that law is far from perfect. It's missing a lot, but at least it's a step in the right direction, which like that needs to be acknowledged as well. This isn't Trans Day of being miserable.
gun has this thing. You can be sure. Looks like they're sending in their new. There's a ton of searchlights here. You can use them just like you did before. Jump! Hey, they're on our side. There's an entry link for the light space. There it is. That's the Chaos Emerald owned by the government. You should be able to use this searchlight to go up. That's a wormhole. It's linked to another wormhole. Different location. Sure seems like the government is trying to get out by deploying their camera.
Whoa, that was sucky. Okay.
Where are we? Stop attacking. Sure seems like the government is trying to get out by deploying their camera.
I could have gone badly. Oh, we're warm. This actually was a bad idea. We're gonna swap to the Higurumi again. Yeah, we're gonna quickly just change our outfit. We'll be back in a sec.
Whatever happens to the humans is no concern of mine. Perfect.
Mr. President, we've received a report from the Central Information Agency. Our ground troops have successfully pushed back the black aliens from Westopolis. We've also managed to suppress enemy forces in 5 other cities. There's also reports that the CIA's mainframe has been compromised. We're investigating the incidents now. It is a strong possibility that this was also committed by the black aliens.
Tell the commanding generals that the United Federation will never surrender to terrorists.
Yes, Mr. President.
This planet was once saved from tyranny and annihilation by you two heroes. Now mankind must protect this peace at all costs. We must stand united to defend our world against these invaders.
Where am I? Isn't that Dr. Eggman? Maybe he can tell me about those black creatures. The doctor must have gone.
All right. Are back in our usual getup.
I've got to find out the truth.
So these gold bracelets, by the way, are official Sonic 3 Shadow bangles from Japan. You're wondering? Okay.
I've got to
Let's go.
Oh, Shadow, I'm so glad you're here. Queen went into this weird-looking castle and she hasn't come back home. Will you go in there with me to look for her?
Okay, so we're still doing hero mission on this, but this is gonna be no, this is the second to last time, no, third to last time that we're doing Cryptic Castle hero mode.
Hey, this just took us right back where we started.
Yeah, we know, Amy. We missed the jump off point because we were looking at our guide thingy. God, it's getting so warm now, which is like we had to go like without a jacket outside earlier. Something we don't normally do so much close to spring, but go Fade Leaf, you're not that late, don't worry.
I'd like you to go and light those giant lanterns. They're part of my special defenses.
Damn it.
Interesting, you can hold onto these with the torch, but you can't like ride the Black Volt or whatever the other one is called.
Try going down.
Oh, ugh.
Good job, Shadow.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's gonna be a shorter stream today. The karaoke stream, by the way, is still happening. We're gonna do it today, but we need to sort out a few things. We have some ideas for it. Oh, what do they call limiter rings again in Shadow Generations? Okay, we thought they were called inhibitor rings.
I don't like the look of this place.
I mean, we're gonna be perfectly honest. We don't like them. Like, they look cool. And we get that people like that moment of like, oh, you take off the bracelets and now you're more powerful. But we don't think Shadow should have that. You know, we don't think that that's something that fits his character. We feel like he should always be at his ultimate, you know? It feels strange that he would be wearing limiters when the entire point is that he's the ultimate life form. Yeah, never been a fan of it, honestly. Even though it has been part of the concept for Shadow since the original design documents. That's just us. They look cool. We like them.
Here's another still lantern.
We prefer them more as just general fashion accessories.
Hey, there are 5 keyholes. That must mean there are 5 different keys to find. Oh man, it's a dead end.
Sick. Yeah, and we've never really liked that, honestly. And we also feel like because it wasn't brought up in SA2, it feels very strange that like, wait, you mean to tell us that Shadow didn't go all out at the end of SA2? Why? You know, like it's, and he doesn't go all out in this game either. He only goes all out with the inhibitor rings or limiter rings in 06. Like it's strange. See, I'm not a fan of that, but it is what it is. It's part of the
Stay clear of trouble.
it's part of the series. So, and again, they look fucking cool.
Perfect. Another chaos.
Now, let me show you the power of my latest, greatest creation.
Why can't you just leave us alone already? Shadow, bring him down.
Take this.
Eggman is the cockpit on top of the robot's hull.
Take this. Lights up. Lights up.
Oh, what the fuck?
Lights up. Lights up. How dare you? Lights up. Lights up. Take this. Lights up.
Watch out for the ghosts that come out from underneath.
You haven't seen the last of me.
That was a terrible run of that one. Super rusty.
Sorry, Doctor, but that chaos emerald is mine.
Yeah, and see, That would kind of work if that was like something that happened every time he turned to Super Shadow.
Perfect.
That would kind of work. Wait. Yeah, like yeah. Yeah. Like that would kind of work. But they didn't. The games. Hello everyone, I'm super tired. Oh, sorry to hear that, Miss Sun. But you're welcome. Okay, so speaking of things we don't like, pertaining to Shadow and like Super Shadow and stuff, this actually is something that we started thinking about a lot last night specifically.
Have I seen it before?
We don't like that Super Shadow is called Super Shadow. Similarly, we don't like that Super Silver is called Super Silver, etc., etc. And you might be wondering why. Supersonic is wordplay. Supersonic is a thing. It's a word. Supersonic is a word. So Sonic becoming Supersonic is a cool name because like it uses its actual name, Sonic, to like create a different name. Like, it's cool. But like Super Silver, there's nothing called a Super Silver. There's nothing called a Super Shadow. We don't like that. They should have unique names. They don't need to be like they all don't all need to be like alliteration things. Like it doesn't have to be like fucking Sneaky Shadow or something. But like we don't think everyone should have default be super. That feels like it's missing why Supersonic is a cool name. And like we're surprised it hasn't bugged us before. But then last night it just clicked and we're like, that's why we don't like those names. We finally understand. Similarly, like we've been calling so in the movies, the first one to go super is actually Dr. Robotnik. And we were calling that like Super Robotnik or Super Eggman because, you know, that's just the standard naming convention. Now, there are other fan names for that. One is Emerald Eggman, which we don't like. Yeah, he's green, so it kind of works, but like, eh. But then we realized Master Robotnik. Like, replacing the Doctor aspect. So Master Robotnik or Master Eggman works. He used the Master Emerald to go super. And like... it's a title, you know? He goes from being Dr. Robotnik to Master Robotnik. That works. That's a cool way to do it. And we like that. So we feel like you can do stuff like that. You can come up with unique names. Burning Blaze is much cooler than if she was just called Super Blaze. You know? So yeah. And to be clear, it's only Shadow and Silver that are called Super. Super Tails is not a thing. Super Knuckles is not a thing. Super Amy is not a thing. They go super, but they don't actually have the super names. If you play the games, you will see that difference in, like, when you unlock Supersonic, it's Sonic can now turn into Supersonic. But the other characters can now go super. That's a different thing. But Shadow and Silver specifically have Super Shadow and Super Silver as forms. And we don't like that. Come up with new ones. Personally, Quicksilver and Ultimate Shadow. Quicksilver is an obvious thing, but Ultimate Shadow is, of course, not a play on his name, but a play on the fact that he's the ultimate life form. There. Supersonic, Burning Blaze, Quicksilver, Ultimate Shadow, Master Robotnik. We can figure out the rest later. Eggman Nega, yeah, that's, yeah.
You're not getting away from me.
He was removed from Sonic Channel. Which, by the way, a character being removed from Sonic Channel's new website doesn't actually mean anything. Some people are really trying to say that means something, like, can you believe they made this character non-canon? And it's like, no. No, that's not. That's no. No. Okay, Andrea, prepare to be bugged. What? Okay, hero mission.
Get back to my base and restore order. Help me get away from these pesky gun soldiers who are on my tail.
Are you the original? If you are searching for Eggman, he's fleeing aboard his airship, the Egg Balloon. If you wish to confront him, then help me ground his vessel.
We saw your question, and we do actually have an answer. So you said, if Shadow is the ultimate life form, why can he transform into something stronger? Does he become more ultimate? Yes. No, so basically, like, how we would view this is basically... Okay, so here's the thing. We think Shadow should always be able to turn into Super Shadow. He shouldn't need the Chaos Emeralds for that. It can be easier for him using the Chaos Emeralds, but we think he should always be able to. And because he has this natural Chaos talent, after all. But view it more as like, yeah, Shadow is the ultimate life form, therefore he can become the ultimate being. You know? And then you can actually work in the limiters if you want those. You can like work them in by having it so that every time you transform into Super Shadow, or Ultimate Shadow then, that's when he loses the inhibitor rings as well. Just have that be the thing, that when he takes off the inhibitor rings, he becomes Ultimate Shadow. And when he's Ultimate Shadow, he is extremely powerful, but also struggles with controlling the power, and therefore he normally have the inhibitor rings on. Like, that's the way to do it. We're cool with that. That's fine. That would make the inhibitor rings actually feel justified. Because the reason we have issues with right now, as we said earlier, is basically it feels strange that they're arguing that Shadow did not go all out at the end of Sonic Adventure 2, or Shadow the Hedgehog, or Sonic Heroes, or any other game in which he has been doing shit, because, like, what the fuck? You know? Like, really? You mean to tell us that he wasn't going all out? Really? He kind of had to go all out, you know? It was kind of like a do-or-die situation. But they could have just switched off his inhibitors, and he would have, like, not fallen to his death. I mean, he didn't die, obviously, but he was supposed to have died there. Like, that's why we don't like it, you know? If you can work it into, like, yeah, when he takes off the inhibitors, he becomes Ultimate Shadow, which is his super form. This, like, silver-ish fur with a yellow-pinkish glow. That would work. We would be happy with that as the way to do it. In Sonic Heroes, he also has both rings, despite the fact that he lost one at the end of SE2. Yeah, but that we just see as, like, Eggman made him a new one. Because, like, Eggman was, you know, prepping him to, like, think he's an android and stuff. So, like, why would he not do that, you know? Fuck you.
balloon while sliding along the rail. Fire at will. Egg balloon visual lost. Increase pursuit speed. Exterminate. Eliminate all enemies. Assault.
Fuck's sake. Hate this mission. Ah! What are we supposed to do now?
Egg balloon is leaving combat airspace. Attack. Attack.
Oh, I fucking hate this level.
Shadow, I need to get back to my base and restore order. Help me get away from these pesky gun soldiers who are on my tail.
Are you the original? If you are searching for Eggman, he's fleeing aboard his airship, the Egg Balloon. If you wish to confront him, then help me ground his vessel.
Are we even hitting it? Like, it's so tricky to know.
Egg balloon ascending. Exterminate.
How do we go up there again? Genuinely, like, how do we go up there?
Reassess target priorities. Accelerate by pressing the X button while grinding. Detecting Eggman presence within Egg Balloon. Presence confirmed.
Oh yeah, comics, American comics in particular are just really not worth it these days. We've heard Ultimate Spider-Man, the new one is pretty good, but like, oh damn, like there's not a single creative bone left in like the main, the main two superhero repertoire. And like it's not even necessarily the fault of the writers or artists. It's editorial. Like, it's all editorial bullshit. Sucks, honestly.
Ballistic damage confirmed on Egg Balloon. Continuing assault. Enemy mech units repelled.
Yeah, said it before, but like, one thing we really don't like is how the concept of the heroes are fighting each other went from like a rare thing that was like interesting and like, oh shit, this stuff got bad, like they're fighting each other now, to just be like, oh yeah, that's just basically every event comic now. Like, oh, okay.
Behold the ultimate power.
Continuing assault. Eggman mech unit sighted. Remove threat if Egg Balloon has separated into two sections. Destroy target. Shadow, get on board.
Yeah, that too. That also sucks. Like, we already find power struggles, like some of the like you know, the classic example of like, oh, who would win out of blank? We already find that shit just boring as fuck. And to have like even the non-combat scenarios that turn into these kind of pissing contests, it's just like it's so fucking depressing. The movie tie-in comic. So it was released in physical form, but only as a very limited edition kind of thing. You cannot buy it normally. And we think the digital one is free. But yeah, we actually looked into getting one, but it's like super expensive. It might have been put into one of the trades, maybe. One of the collection releases. That's possible. We haven't looked into it.
This is what you get for turning against your master. Oh, you asked for it. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Eggman is out of attack range. Find another method of attack.
Next time we meet, you won't be so lucky. Just you wait and see.
Alright, y'all know the drill. We have to find the computer room.
An android? Me? I don't believe you. Perfect.
Oh yeah, the first reviews of the well, not reviews, but the first like impressions of the Minecraft movie are out. Because they held this like event for like a bunch of influencers and like Minecraft players. For they held a premiere with them yesterday. The first thing we read was someone saying that it was like one of the worst things they've ever seen in a theater. It's apparently really fucking bad. Which of course the trailers looked god awful, so that's not too surprising. But it's like, damn, we just can't win, right? Because like, it starts going better for video game movies, and then it's always something that comes in and just completely stomps it into a new low. Apparently the film is like, the trailers have not been misrepresenting how notoriously annoying it is about just basically name dropping and explaining every little like Minecraft mechanical term. Like they have like the movie stops to tell you what a mob is, for example. Like the people who like cut the trailers into just being like, here's Jack Black is saying terms from Minecraft, which is like, that's basically what the movie is apparently. apparently the best part of the film, and like the only like saving grace from what people have said, is the subplot about a villager that wanders into like the real world and falls in love with Jennifer Coolidge, apparently. And like, it hasn't been said in like a, oh, that was great, but like in a, at least that was kind of funny. Like, yeah, it apparently seems to be a real dire fucking film. Can't wait to see it, but not while it's in theaters, because fuck Jack Black. Dude fucking sucks. And he sucked before the Trump stuff. Is he funny? Yes. Is he talented? Yes. Does he have some good politics? Absolutely. He's a piece of shit who cares more about being famous than actually standing for the most important thing. He fucked up that jump real bad.
Damn, not here.
Look, Shadow. Once our army attacks, the Ark will fall. You must hurry on ahead and get the Chaos Emerald.
Actually, Jack Black is the reason we still haven't watched the new Mario movie. Well, that, and it looked garbage, and Chris Pratt is in it. So, like, technically it was 2 actors we don't want to support that's in it, but... You find it funny? That's fine. Humor is even more subjective than other subjective things. Like, that's absolutely acceptable. But like, we've been a fan of his work. Like, we love Tenacious D and like Cal Gas, big fan of Cal Gas. But yeah, unfortunately, Black kind of sucks. He is a Zionist. He is shitty regarding autistic people. He's an Autism Speaks supporter. And of course, he ended a friendship of like 30 years with Cal Gas after a Tenacious D performance over fucking the Donald Trump assassination attempt. Because Cal Gas made a joke about it. A funny joke, by the way. And a joke that Jack Black clearly thought was funny if you actually looked at how he responded to it, but then decided it wasn't funny for PR reasons. But yeah, fuck Jack Black. Dude fucking sucks. And that's why we won't be watching Minecraft movie in theaters, and also why we won't be watching Mario movie in theaters. Although in the case of the Mario movie, it's also about Chris Pratt, because Chris Pratt is even worse than Jack Black. And he's not even talented. That's not entirely fair. He's not a terrible actor. He's a terrible voice actor though, which is a bit of a shame since he keeps getting cast in voice roles. In fact, you know what we're really excited for? This year is gonna be the first time we get to watch the Jurassic Park film in theaters. If you really think about it, High School Musical is kind of a Western Idol anime. No, not really. There are actual anime about musical theater, but also like High School Musical predates the current version of the Idol anime, which is the high school singing idol thing. High School Musical was actually first in that regard. Well, there wasn't like strictly first in that there had never been high school idols. Of course there had been, but like it wasn't what an idol anime was in 2008 when High School Musical came out. Of course, High School Musical is a musical, which arguably idol anime are not. And if you're wondering how we can say that about anime that's clearly about people singing, well, that's kind of why. It's anime about singing, yes, but it's not a musical. The songs are not there as a storytelling vehicle. They are generally there as a way to like highlight their performances. They're not doing storytelling through song. That's actually very uncommon in anime because, well, uncommon in general. It would be more in line by saying that like idol anime have stuff in common with stuff like shows about musicians specifically. And we're trying to think of one off the top of our head, but we can't. But like, there's probably like plenty of examples of Western TV shows that are about a group, band, or something like that. With that said, we have also made the joke that Love Live is basically High School Musical. It's about characters, high school singing. But if we're taking it seriously, not really. But it is a funny joke. Sometimes that's all you need. Oh, there's a fucking... Are you serious? There's a fucking key on that little bullshit. Oh god, that's gonna be hell to get. Ugh. Ah, no. Fuck this stage.
Look there! It's the computer room! Bingo! The computer room!
What a level. Is Macross an idol anime? Yes.
For what reason do I exist?
One of the early ones. Not the earliest one. It's an early one. Idols are central to the key plot of Macross.
Perfect.
The first idol anime, and there are differing opinions on it. But as someone who has lectured about this, the first idol anime was Pink Lady Monogatari, which was an anime starring the actual idol duo Pink Lady. It is unfortunately lost media except for the opening and ending songs, which were included on a Laserdisc, maybe a Laserdisc release of one of their albums. Not a single episode exists currently. I need to go soon, unfortunately. I need to see with my therapist today. We're gonna stream later today as well. Not later today, but we will be streaming tomorrow. Whether it's a morning stream or an evening stream tomorrow, we haven't decided yet. And we're gonna probably stream every day, every weekday. This week, the Monday through Friday. Yeah. We have a lot of responsibilities and meetings this week. This month in general has been super hectic. With like IRL responsibilities. Like, unfortunately, like, there just hasn't been a good moment for us to do this character drive. Like, every time we've tried to schedule it, it's been like, okay, that's gonna be a problem. Ultimately, we just went with it here because, like, the year of Shadow is ending. And, like, we decided, like, to just, like, fuck it, we'll have to do our best. And then it became 2 months, and yeah.
This is what I must do for my atonement.
So, like, Fadeleaf, we don't actually agree with you. On, like, the anime and manga front. We feel like Japanese fictional takes on video games like that are very, very much stuck in the 80s. Almost every RPG is so heavily 80s Dragon Quest or wizardry that it's, like, baffling. But we'll talk more about that in a second. Enveloped in Solitude. So, oh, oops. That's the latest one. Nice. Julio. Let's see then. Next up we have the... Another egg dealer. Anyway, yeah, we find anime, manga, and light novels to be far too restricted to the 80s. They do involve some MMORPG stuff when they do all the online gaming stuff. But even then, it's honestly very, like, it feels more EverQuest, maybe Final Fantasy XI, than, like, them basing it off of, like, current day MMO. With that said, we do agree that in the West, we have also absolutely struggled with depicting a modern video game climate in our video game centric things. And we think a lot of that just comes from the fact that a lot of the people in creative positions are older people fond of retro games. And before that, we had people who weren't really aware about video games, who only knew tangentially about retro games. You mentioned Spy Kids 3D. That's a Rodriguez film, and, like, we're pretty sure that film is mostly made up of here's what an older audience imagined games are like. And then you get something like Pixels, which is very much clearly here's Adam Sandler doing a film about the games he liked playing in the arcade as a kid. You know? We think that's a big reason why, and to be fair, that's also probably the reason why it's so common in Japan, that, like, we get so much based on 80s RPG settings. But we think it will get better, because we think just as, like the reason video game movies are better now overall, we believe is very simple. It's because people who grew up with video games and respect the medium as an art form are finally in creative positions. They're old enough to be in higher up creative positions. Which, obviously, there have always been people who like video games, as long as video games have been around, of all ages. But it didn't have the same respect in terms of its own integrity the way initially novels and then comic books, etc. have. So like, the Sonic movies are really good, not because they're necessarily accurate to the games, but because they're made by people who respect the source material, who clearly like Sonic as a game and understand why Sonic as a game is good, why the franchise has legs, and can focus on that rather than just try and adapt it into a higher art form because they view video games as lesser. Now, obviously, that still can result in bad stuff in the end. Silent Hill Resurrection, is that what it's called? No, it's Revelation. Silent Hill Revelation is very clearly made by a Silent Hill fan. It's also absolute dog shit. You know? Like, so like, it's not a guarantee that it'll work out. And we'll keep you posted on the karaoke thing, Miss Sun.
Anybody who gets in my way is my enemy.
But do any of you remember the Gerard Butler film Gamer?
Perfect.
That was basically, the concept of that was more about modern games. Because it was like, they did the VR thing and like Kinect style control method, but like it was like modern military shooters was clearly the main inspiration for that. And honestly, we feel like a lot of modern non-video game media are still taking inspiration from video games. The presentation of a lot of like superhero movies or even like military scenes feel like they're drawing direct inspiration from how fighting games and first-person shooters have presented their realities.
What is this sensation?
And we don't think that's a coincidence.
I see. I can control.
Isn't gaming very similar when it comes to Running Man? Yeah, sort of. There's always a Running Man. So we have this. We've said this. We might not have said this on stream, but this is something we have said a lot. Is every generation has at least one Logan's Run, which is referring to the fact that there's always a new film about the concept of breaking out of the dystopia, utilizing some manner of technology that people are wary of for some reason. You know? You have The Running Man, that's another example of it. You have The Hunger Games, which that one isn't so tech focused, but it like that one focuses on the reality TV angle, the way like reality TV turns struggles into like entertainment for the masses. That is still within that territory of like technology and developments that we feel wary of. You have Matrix, yes, the Matrix, absolutely. You have Uglies, which Uglies is a series of novels, which we've been told the novels are good. Maybe they are. We haven't read them, but there was a movie last year, Netflix movie, based on the novel. It was fucking dog shit. It was one of the worst things we watched last year. Anyway, that's in that film, in our review of that film on Letterboxd, we opened with every generation has its Logan's Run. We're pretty sure about that. So like that's the there's always something like that, and what those films try to do is they try to like tap into like the collective feeling of both that you are a unique individual, often as a teenager, and that you can make a difference in a scary society. And there's a reason it's so common. It's very effective. You can very much rally people, make people feel very seen and special, even with some pretty, like, let's be honest, shallow writing approaches. And it's interesting. Anyway, to get back to video game movies. Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, that's another one, yeah. There's Still Alive, that one's older, but Still Alive was a horror film about people, you know, if you die in the game, you die in real life, that kind of thing. It's garbage, by the way, but like that's one. That one tries to involve a lot of, like, that one is clearly inspired by like PS2 horror games, which, like, that's different, you know. It's a bad film, but at least they didn't go the arcadey route, you know. It's definitely not 80s arcade inspired. Cliff Bleszinski was on the like advisory team. But yeah. What else? Wreck-It Ralph, of course. The first Wreck-It Ralph is of course about video games. That one is strictly about an 80s arcade character, but it involves the development from the 80s arcade scene to the modern day gaming scene, with games clearly inspired by modern day Mario Kart games and like Gears of War and the like being part of the setting that Ralph finds himself in. It also uses contemporary and classic video game characters, like Zangief from Street Fighter, Sonic from Sonic, Hubert. We gotta. This is where we need to admit something. We haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph. We've only seen clips of Wreck-It Ralph, and we know what the storyline is. Like, we've seen the summary of the story, but like, we haven't seen the film. But that's obviously a film that doesn't, like, it starts from that 80s arcade output and then goes into other things. What else do we have? We have I think there was something more recent. We can't think of it right now. It's been very common in TV shows. Like, almost every like crime show wants to have a video game episode, which is always kind of funny. Yeah, we've never been able to endure enough of the Big Bang Theory to actually give our opinion how
whatever happens to the humans is no concern of mine.
On how it handles stuff like that.
Perfect.
And of course, the new Minecraft movie, like,
The doctor must have gone this way.
the Minecraft movie is literally about people being trapped in Minecraft the game. Oh, maybe they're not trapped. We don't know. We haven't seen it yet. But like, that is absolutely not invoking 80s arcade scene stuff, and it clearly wants to talk about the specific mechanics stuff from Minecraft. So. In Charles Angels, you can see children play Final Fantasy VIII. Yeah, and in Breaking Bad, you can see people play Sonic 06. Is this a good time to also admit we haven't seen Breaking Bad? And we've admitted that before, actually.
The black creatures have infiltrated my castle. I'd like you to go and light those giant lanterns. They're part of my special defenses.
Shadow, how about using that?
In Lost, the TV show Lost, I think his name is Charlie. Charlie and his friends play Half-Life on PS2 at one point during one of the mini flashbacks. Yeah, indeed, that is part of it. Like so many contemporary video games are either just straight up literally based on movies, or they're indistinguishable from movies because it's just like a realistic war setting, or a Lord of the Rings inspired fantasy setting, or a Star Wars inspired space setting. You know, like if you made a movie about people being trapped in a space sim, how is that any different from just making a sci-fi film set in space? How do you make it feel video gamey? You make it a retro space sim, obviously. Now it feels video gamey. And that's gonna be part of it. Now obviously, that is a very narrow way to look at it, because there are of course unique traits in modern games as well. But we think the aesthetics in particular are very difficult to convince people as this is a video game without invoking more retro aesthetics. And it's why, like, when they make like anime or like people being stuck in games or whatever, why it bugs us that they keep doing the like, oh, this is basically Dragon Quest 1 thing, which is like the go-to thing. The reason it bugs us is because there are a lot of very fun RPG tropes they could be drawing from, but they choose to not look past a very, very, very narrow view of the genre that, let's be honest, hasn't really been relevant as what the average RPG looks like since it came out, basically. Like, yes, Dragon Quest is extremely influential. It is the reason we have modern RPGs alongside earlier games like Wizardry and Ultima and Dragon Slayer. But like, as early as the early 90s, RPGs were not like Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3. Not in Japan, not in the West. They just weren't. They had expanded. They had new tropes had become part of the genre. New approaches to character designs and character roles. All these things had been established in a very different way. But you don't see that. They just want here's a very generic fantasy setting where the good king needs the good hero to defeat the dark lord that probably has kidnapped the princess. Also, there's an inn. There's a shop. There are party members. One of them is a healer. She's a priest. Like, none of these things in isolation are necessarily like bad, or even in collectively necessarily bad. But like, where is a game today where all of those things are still like done unironically? You know? They're not. Like, they're just not. It's why, like, Sword Art Online frustrates us for many reasons. It's horribly written, and we're not gonna get into that, but we don't like Sword Art Online. But Sword Art Online was at its best when it walked away from its fantasy settings and started playing with its kind of like apocalyptic shooter setting, the Gun Gale Online setting, because that forced them to actually deal with more modern video game concepts. It was still very rooted in very antiquated concepts, but overall, they were drawing from new things, and that especially shines through in the light novel series, Sword Art Online Alternative, Gun Gale Online, by Sigsawa Keiichi, the Kino's Journey author. And we thought that was good. Like, that was cool. Like they handled that really well. We haven't seen the second season of the anime adaptation of that yet. We should do that at some point. But like when they did the fantasy stuff, it's like either it's just generic fantasy anime like any other isekai, like a traditional isekai, not a VR MMO, even though it is, but like that doesn't. It just feels like another regular fantasy world isekai thing, or it feels very much. This is basically an online world inspired by like maybe Lineage 2 as the most recent possible pick. Okay, we're finally doing Destroy the Temple Jewels. The first time. Yeah, we don't like Sword Art Online. We could go on about why, but that's not the point right now. The point is that we think that the actual video game side of Sword Art Online as a franchise was done best when it wasn't stuck in the fantasy stuff. Because that allowed it to actually engage with more interesting and more contemporary video game mechanics. Which we feel like a VR video game series made in the 2000s should be more contemporary than it was. Now, to be fair, the web novel originally was written closer to when MMOs were more like... We said, what did we say, Lineage 2? Was that what we said? Yeah, we said Lineage 2. But like... It's still antiquated, you know? Actually, you want to know? Okay, so this might just be our bias, but there's another series called Log Horizon, which is also like Log Horizon. The concept is this: a bunch of MMO players suddenly find that they are trapped inside their MMO game, but they're no longer their characters in a fantasy world. They are themselves in a fantasy version of Japan. So like the setting has changed. They have become like forced to bodily be their avatars, and everything else in terms of game mechanics still apply, and they can't leave. They can't log off. And it's really interesting because that one actually deals with a lot of very specific modern online MMO stuff. It's really cool. It still has a lot of the kind of antiquated shit in it. But overall, they did a really good job of like... allowing the more modern sides shine through. We really like how they handle stuff like no, that's not what they did, Fade Leaf. That's not what they did, Fade Leaf. The reason we say that is because there's dysphoria. There's dysphoria in Log Horizon specifically because like people bodily became their avatars. And now they feel like those bodies, you know? It actually, like, one of the first things in it is a person who feels very awkward because she's much, much shorter than her in-game avatar. We forget if the in-game avatar was male or not. It's been a while since we read and watched it. But that makes her, like, she struggles with even walking because, like, she doesn't match. Like, it doesn't match what she's used to. Because now she has to deal with a body that matches her video game character. And she uses, like, a Final Fantasy XIV style Fantasia to allow, like, character creation editing to more closely align with her height, to allow her to actually be able to maneuver better. And that's really cool. And it involves stuff like character reconfiguration in an MMO and how those things work. The fuck? What can we go through? Do we have to kill these guys? And like they like deal with player housing. Oh, it's this guy. This guy's kind of stuck in a corner. They deal with player housing in a very interesting, realistic way. They they managed to like really involve things more. The classes feel more in line with actual modern MMOs. Yeah, it's good. Also, our favorite example, actually, our favorite MMO anime / light novel / manga is a series called Bofuri. Bofuri is not very accurate to contemporary games at all, but it does have a lot of fun playing around with things like battle royale concepts. And Bofuri is amazing because it's literally about min-maxing. It's about this girl who like gets into this MMO because her friend is into it, and who are obviously gay for each other, by the way, and they're amazing. But anyway, she's like, oh, it feels scary getting hurt in a video game, so I'm gonna put all of my points into like into defensive strats, and she just like maxes out the defense skill in a way that like is unreasonable and focuses everything towards like the her defenses, and basically becomes invulnerable as a result. She accidentally becomes this monster in the game that's just like walking legend because she was afraid of getting hurt. Basically, the game utilizes a Elder Scrolls style skill system where like if you like the skill more, you rank up in the skill. So she like finds like early low level enemies and just defends against them until her like defense skill just like maxes out beyond ridiculous degrees, and like it's so fucking funny. And it reminds us of people who like gets to like max level MMOs by like only doing like, you know, crafting or only fighting like starting area mobs. Yeah, the in-universe devs have discussions about it. Hey, new cutscene!
What's up, Shadow? Not you again. Nice to see you too. Looks like those black creatures are headed out to space. We're on our way to the Ark, so I guess that means we're going too. Ark. Come on, let's roll. Next stop, the Ark.
Look, it's the Tornado 3 attached to the rocket.
Space colony. Ark. This place. So familiar. But why? This is where Maria?
Oh, more screenshots to replace for the movie mod.
Died? Oh yeah, bring it on! Looks like the party's getting started. Time to rock and roll! You up for this, Shadow?
That's the bark like a dog scene, by the way. But yeah, Buffy. No, Buffy is really bad about actually being like realistic in terms of like what video games are. Like like every single event in the game they play, which is called New World Online. It was before New World was an MMO. Like every single event in that game, for some reason, is a fucking like world's first gets the reward and no one else kind of thing. Which is like, you can't have a game that works like that, you know? Okay, what are we doing here? We're doing Dark Side mission. Destroy the defense systems. Okay. But yeah, if you haven't seen the Buffy series, you should. It's a really good anime. Originally a light novel. It's been translated. Light novel's been translated. Manga's been translated. So like you can also read it if you want, if you prefer doing that. But it's really good and it's really fucking funny. Like, it's a comedy. It's a fucking funny ass comedy with just amazing characters. Maple and Sally are just adorable. Yeah, just excellent stuff. Excellent series. Is there 2 or 3 seasons? I think it's 2 seasons out so far. Me is great, yeah. Oh, me is really good. Honestly, like, there are so many good characters in it. Like, yeah. When do we get the anime adaptation about the manga with the girlfriend play fighting games? Is it this summer? I think it's this summer. But yeah, young ladies don't play fighting games. The anime was announced years ago, but it's coming out this year. Forget if it's next month or if it's in July. It's one of the two. But there's already a live action adaptation. Yeah, me has a lot of Gapmo stuff going on. Feel free to use, he says. Or we have to kill a soldier to get it. There probably other good like game anime we can think of, but yeah, Buffy is definitely our fave. We can think of right now at least. And it's just nice there's like it's actually focused on girls. Like there are a few male characters, but like most of the main characters are women, and there's like no real like romance plot between the girls and boys. Good stuff. Are we supposed to be? Guess so. Is this how this room is supposed to be? Wait, where are we? This doesn't feel right. Okay, there we go. Can you go up? Okay, we need to... Ah! A stars, B stars? B stars? Yeah, cause beast, right? Yeah, that's the furry anime. On Netflix. Haven't seen it, but very good things.
Score 1 Chaos Emerald for the good guys. Sorry there, Shadow, old buddy.
Shadow, old buddy. Why are you aiming at those that thing? What? Why can't we go through here? What? We're going the other way? Utopia, that's another film we haven't seen. You know what's amazing, Motto? That's the first time we've heard that there's a girl in Beastars. Wait, this is where we came from. What the hell? Oh, or is it not? What? God, we're so confused. Okay. Going this way? Oh, fuck's sake. Yes, thanks, Dad. We noticed. You know the manga of Beastars? No, we don't. What the fuck? Where are we going? No! You know what's amazing? We don't remember this level at all. Like, at all. Not entirely true. We remember there was a level in which you race Sonic on the Ark. But like, this stuff we don't remember at all. Wait, no. Okay, so we came from there probably, and are we going up here? Now we're here again. What? Where are we going? Otrobaki. Oh, okay. That's interesting. What the? What does the game want from us? We don't understand.
Death to all who oppose me.
We can go this way instead? No? How did you not die from the cave? We can't go this way. It forces us into this room. But like, then it tosses us here. Maybe we're not going up again. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we're supposed to fall up. Okay. Sure. Why was that save point on the wall? What a level! What a level!
I won't let the Ark fall back into human hands.
Oof. New cutscene.
The pieces are coming together. This ultimate life form they keep referring to is the Black Hedgehog, and he died, and I'm its copy. I must be the android Dr. Eggman created. Then it's clear what needs to be done. Doctor, you're going straight to the place you created me from.
How did he get from the Ark to the lava shelter? They can't just put the same cutscene on in a different location and not explain how he gets here. The hell, game?
Using the control stick while grinding will let me lean toward other rails.
Okay, we're doing dark side story on this.
While grinding, pressing
Y'all know the drill. Activating all of the generators. Oh, whoops. Forgot about that.
I'll make you wish you'd never created me. Using the control stick while grinding will let me lean toward other rails to jump to. While grinding, pressing the X button.
Shadow, Eggman is inside here. If you have a need to confront him, then assist me in my search.
Okay, so about that. So like, we saw what was posted from the Gardic phone sessions on his streams. What the fuck was the drawing about us?
Shadow, God has surrounded my base and are trying to bring me down. Activate the volcanic defenses to shield the base with my lava magnet. The magma's really flowing here. That bridge is the only way to get across.
Wait, did we already miss the locked room? Fuck. Oh well. The final rush, now try Sky. Oh, okay.
When all of the units of my volcanic system are activated, my base's defenses will be set. You're going to need to use the walls to get past here.
No, like there was a guy from drawing us falling. And everyone was drawing us falling.
This rail is already under the magma. Jump! The Shadow Android's standard armament includes the very relentless lock-on missile. Activate the defense units and use the ledges leading to the path on the left.
And they're falls off the rail. Okay. There was no further context. It was just referring to us falling off rails. Okay.
The doctor knows the truth about my existence. Nobody lays a hand on him except me. Perfect.
Alright, this is gonna be the ending of the stream, by the way, because we need to do like our woman stuff. Again, sorry that it's been a bit of a shorter one this time. Streaming tomorrow, whether it's morning or evening tomorrow, I haven't decided yet. But maybe evening. We'll see. We'll see.
You can interfere with the slot reels by hitting the button on its frame. question is set to whoever lost the third slot as the designated attacker. In other words, by stopping the third reel yourself, you can deal an attack against Eggman.
Pretty good timing on those chaos blasts. Nice.
You need some kind of weapon to strike at Eggman's cockpit.
Death to all who oppose me. Stop that! Wait! Abort! That's it. Now you've asked for it.
Oh, did he just skip the missiles because of the phase transition? That sucked.
Stop that!
If you can land the slot reels on bomb or missile, you can attack Eggman.
No! Don't drop them here!
Damn it.
Hey! Stop that! What? Wait! Abort! What? No! This can't be!
Sorry, Doctor, but this is the end for you. Perfect.
Apart from Space Gadget and the first run through Digital Circuit, it wasn't this pretty quick and solid run through the levels. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Space Gadget though. Yeah. Parasital Savior. Parasital Savior. How you say it. Yeah, so that's our stream for today, and we will do it tomorrow. We will schedule it at some point later today, so you'll know if it's in the morning or in the evening, but we'll stream more tomorrow, and let's try and get to 45 tomorrow. Is that good? That'd be 6 playthroughs. We can do that, right? What else? Right. We want to give a very special thank you to Moto, Onifox, and Fade Leaf, and the anonymous donor who helped us get past 400. The karaoke stream, right now we're leaning towards Wednesday, but we'll see. We'll see. Of course, Wednesday is also gonna be Nintendo Switch 2 reaction, which we will be doing either between or after these streams. I'm thinking maybe karaoke, Nintendo stream, continue Shadow. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. We'd like to give a very special thank you to our wonderful supporters. Ahmed G, Aya, Barra of Dirt, Haley, He's King 21, Fadeleaf, Garden, Haruhase, Ikironiume, Okaze, James M, Jonathan H, Jules, Hit Stubbs, Loose Queen, Michael Roseblum, Moto, Rain, Rum Ray, Saga Music, Semirang 7th, Shadow Winchester, Sean Peterson, Spiderable News, Cerbit11, and the Cleode. If you'd like to help us out, you know where to find the links for that. Love you all. Don't forget to do donation incentives, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye.